Hello, everyone. Welcome to, I didn't change the episode. Oh my gosh. It's episode 4 of our Build Your Face series, all about eyeshadow. You see, I was really concerned about drawing really cool eyes with eyelashes, and I totally didn't change the episode number. So, what are you going to do? Hi. I hope everyone is having a really good day and a good week. Mine has been trying. Uh, so we have a lot to discuss today, and I'm going to try to make it as fun and entertaining as possible. As you can see, my face is all done up, except for eyes. I haven't done eyeliner or mascara or eyeshadow or anything like that, because that's all of the stuff that we are going to talk about today, and it's going to be super fun. So I'm going to wait for people to join us, get my notes ready, get all my stuff situated, all of my stuff, all of my fun things. Get my water here. You know I need my water. We got a ton of brushes. We've got Fix Plus. We've got little, oh, you know what? Let me turn my phone sound down because you don't want to hear my Jamie Fraser Sassenach messaging notification go off this entire time. Alrighty, that's good. We're just gonna give people some time to come on. Say hello when you get on. We'll make sure that we have the sound good, that you can hear me well. I'm just getting all of my product configured here. It's always craziness in the house when I'm running around trying to make sure I have everything ready, because as you know, I always run late. It's just how I roll. It's just me. No matter what I do or how hard I try, I'm always late. It's just something that never fails. So you do what you gotta do. But I was running around like a little chicken with my head cut off, but I got everything together. I think we're good. So while I'm waiting for people to come in, I'll just tell you about my week real quick, and then I'll tell you about what we're going to talk about. Sean's grandma passed away, so he had to go out of town, and so I had this whole list of things I was going to try to get done while he was away, just because I had extra time. And I did pretty good on my to-do list, but there's still a million things that I have to do. I didn't get to edit that many photos or work on the blog post too much. We had an ant situation. They were coming in trying to get apples and trying to get flowers. And that really threw me for a loop and kind of pissed me off. So, yeah, that was my week. Getting ants out, shooing them, and exercising them from my premises. The dogs were good, and everything else. I started watching Riverdale. Do you guys watch Riverdale? I thought it was just going to be kind of dumb, and it's kind of like a dumb high school show, but I really like dumb high school drama shows. So that's been fun. I made it through the first season, watching it while I cleaned the house and stuff like that. So yeah. Well, let's get started. Today, obviously, we're going to talk about all things eyeshadow. I'm going to show you my favorite products. We're going to talk about different brands, ones that I like the best. They're all different price points. I'm going to show you tools that I use, how I apply. What else am I going to show you? Yeah, I mean, we're just going to go for it. We're going to do our eyeshadow. We are going to do our eyeliner and our mascara and all of that fun stuff. So it's going to be fun. Let's get started. So first I want to talk about some various brands and palettes that I have. I don't generally like just one brand. I like a lot of things. And I do find that the less expensive, now, like I said last time, drugstore brands are doing a way better job at making better quality products, and I don't have a lot of experience with the newer stuff. But when I was only using drugstore stuff, and then started using higher end, better quality products, the difference was amazing. It was like night and day. And so I find with the ones that aren't quality, what you're going to look for to know which ones to avoid are ones that are really powdery, really kind of chalky looking, don't have a really great pigment. Like when you put it on, there's just not a lot of color there, or if you swatch it with your finger. Ones like that, I mean, ones that just kind of fall out all over your face, those are ones that you want to steer clear of. And, you know, not every higher brand has like amazing things all around. Some things are better than others, but first, let's see the cheaper brands. So the things that I really love, like ColourPop, you guys know I love ColourPop. They're only like $5 for a single eyeshadow, and that is for the Super Shock, which it looks like this in this little container. It's sort of the moussey texture, and also the powder eyeshadows. And I'm going to show you my collection in just a minute. They also have palettes. So this is one of their palettes. This is the Double Entendre palette. So it's got this really pretty metallic cover. And I think this is one of their first ones. I think most of them now come with, and mine looks a little dirty. You know what? I didn't grab Kleenexes. That's what I forgot. Let's bring them over here. Okay, let me just make this a little more presentable for you. I used it the other day and I didn't clean it up. So this is what it looks like inside. And this one is a really great one to get for just like a neutral. This is really shiny. It's hard for you guys to see. Just a really neutral color palette. You've got things that can be your brow highlight and your crease color. There's some mattes and shimmeries. It's a good mix of things. And their palettes are only like $12 to $24, depending on how big it is. I think this one might have been $16 maybe. So they have really, you know, decent prices, and it is mainly an online only thing. Ulta does carry some ColourPop stuff, so it's going to be something that you're mainly buying online. But again, I love them, and I'll show you the rest of my collection here. So these are Z palettes. If you guys have never seen these, they're sort of cardboard with a magnetic closure. They usually have a window here. And so this is what I put all of my single shadow pans in. And you can also depot. I don't know if you guys have heard of that. That's where, you know, if you have a powder eyeshadow like this and you take out the metal pan and you can stick it in something like this that's magnetic. And you can find the Z palettes on Amazon, which is where I get most of mine. But anyway, these are all my matte ColourPop shadows, and I tried to group them in like color tones and everything, so it's really easy for me to use. I could go from light to dark because that's kind of how I do my eyeshadow. So with something like this, you know, you can collect however many single pans you want and put it in here. Make your own personal palette. And they have different sizes of Z palettes. So this one is the extra large, I believe. And then you've got ones like this that are the large. So you can see, let's put them together so you can see the size difference. I also have a double-sided one I'm about to show you. And they also have little ones that are square that are probably about the size of this, but they're square. And so you can fit like 9 of these in one. And that's usually what I take when I travel, is I pick 9 colors that I know I'm going to use, and I do that. Hi, Sherry. Thanks for coming in. It's good to see you. So these are, like I said, all of my matte ColourPop ones are $6. They're online. They have a really good color payout, really good quality. I really, really like them. And then I will show you my shimmer collection. So this Z palette is a double-sided one. So it has, you know, the closure on both sides. And these are all my ColourPop shimmery ones, and they're so pretty. ColourPop, just, you know, it's inexpensive. It's really inexpensive, but they're really good quality. They have a lot of pigment. The shimmer is fantastic. They always have new collections coming out. I think they focused more on palettes lately than like individual shadows, but like I said, I really, really like them, and I don't think you can really go wrong with them. So that is that. And I was trying to figure out what colors I was going to use. I'm going to do an everyday look when I show you how to apply. But I think I'm going to use a new to me palette, and I'll tell you why in a little bit. But first, I just want to run through these things. These are from Makeup Geek, which is also mainly an online only brand, but Target just started selling some of their stuff. So I haven't been in to see it, but you can find Makeup Geek at Target now, so you may be able to play with stuff. This is my Makeup Geek collection. These are about $6 each. And they have just powder stuff. You know, like ColourPop has the more moussey texture and powder eyeshadows. But Makeup Geek has powder ones, and they're really good quality too. I mean, as you can see, like this one is called Peaches and Cream, and that's usually what I use for my transition color. And they're these are gorgeous. And these at the top here are their foiled shadows. So whereas most of them are $6, the foiled ones are $10 each, and they're just so buttery and soft and creamy, and they feel so good, and they're so pretty and sparkly. And I tend to go for the ones that have more of like a shimmer satin finish. I'm gonna need my water here soon, you guys. Versus ones that are glittery, because I used to use Urban Decay a lot, and I will talk about that in a minute. But the glittery ones tend to have a lot of fallout no matter what you do. There's going to be glitter underneath, and so I stopped using those as often. But I really like the ones like the foiled Makeup Geek ones that are just like satiny, shimmery without having all the fallout and stuff. So it's in between this palette, because I usually use this the most to show you a look, and then a new one. But I also wanted to show you, I mean, you can get makeup from anywhere on the internet, and there's a lot of really great indie brands like this one. Let's see, what is it? JD Glow, and are these all JD Glow? And Love Luxe Beauty. So they have these really beautiful, shimmery, saturated colors. And I mean, I'm obsessed with anything shiny. I'm like a crow. I love it. These are so, look at that color. Look at that color. Oh my gosh, you guys. So, I do have a lot of stuff from indie brands like that. These are all indie brands, and I like to put those in separate palettes. I'm trying to remember where they're from. Oh, that's from Luxie Beauty, and these are from A Touch of Glam, which also has some really great ones too. I love trying new things. It's super fun. And so a lot of these places I found on Instagram, I just start following different beauty brands and check them out and look at lots of swatches. What did Sherry say? I want to try some new eyeshadows. Yes, I know, right? I mean, inexpensive is the way to go, especially when you want to try something new and you're not sure about it, or like for people who don't wear makeup and you want to like get into it or practice, you want something that's not going to break the bank in the process, because what if you do it and you don't like it? You know, you never know. So it's great that they're inexpensive too. I super agree, and they're great quality, so you can't go wrong with like that. Let's see, what else do I got to show you? So Urban Decay is, of course, super popular. You've probably heard of them. They have different Naked palettes. This is Naked 3, which is more pink toned. I also have Naked 1 and Naked 2. Naked 1 is more like warm browns. Naked 2 is more like gray tone, like it's a little cooler tone, which is why I don't wear it that much. This one also has a bit cooler tone, but it's got more pink tones. And so palettes like this are really great because they have a mix of mattes and shimmers. And they also have, as you can see, really light ones, transition colors, the corner colors, you know, they have all of that. So these are really great too. It just depends on like your skin tone or what you're looking for, but these are also a really great thing to get if you're into that. If you're totally anti-shimmer, you're just not feeling it, it's not your jam, first of all, what's wrong with you? Secondly, there's plenty of things for you to choose from that don't have shimmer. So there's various palettes like this. As you can see, I've used this one a lot. This is the, ooh, I don't want to get my finger in it. This is the Naked Basics. It's just 6 shadows. They also have a more, oh, you're getting all of that light. hitting ya. Anyway, they have one that's a little more cool toned. And so it's just a basic thing. I love to take this traveling with me because it has sort of the base colors and stuff that I need. And then if I take my little Z palette, I can focus on like shiny things and color and stuff. So it just depends on, you know, what you're looking for. But I wanted to make sure that you know your options because that's what I'm into. I like to have options. And that's why I own all of these things, because I like options. It's an expensive habit, but I love it. So next we also have, this is the Ultimate Basics. So Urban Decay, again, the Naked Ultimate Basics. And this is basically a giant version of what I just showed you. So it's like double the shadows, and we've got more tones in there. We've just got more colors to choose from. Again, it's something great to travel with because you've got all of those options. So and they're all matte. So when I take something like this, I'll use my little Z palette to just pack it with shiny, shimmery stuff and color because that's, you know, what I like. Woo, that was a lot. That was a lot. Let me get some water. Okay, so we're gonna have to get started here. Let me get my eyeliners out. So let's see who's on. Sherry's definitely on. So Sherry, you might be the vote here that lets us know what we're gonna do. So I have my Makeup Geek ones. That's what I normally use. Or I have this new palette by Tarte. It's the Flirt palette. So it just has 6 beautiful little shades. I was at Ulta last weekend and I picked it up, but I was thinking about using this one instead because I got one for me, but I got one for you too. I'm going to do a giveaway at the end of all of this Build Your Face stuff. I'm collecting little things here and there, products that we've talked about. Some are sample sizes, some will be full sizes, some will be like brushes or tools. I'm just going to start gathering things and then do a giveaway. So I thought, you know, I could do the tutorial with this palette if you guys wanted to see it, because you'll get your own if you win the giveaway. So Sherry, since you're on, let me know. Do you want to do the Tarte palette? Do you want me to do my usual Makeup Geek stuff? What would you like to see? You get the vote. Although, if someone else is on, it only tells me that Sherry's on. But if you're on, vote. Vote now while I'm drinking my water. I'll give you a moment to vote. We got votes. Oh, Sherry, you're making this hard for me. Okay. Let's go with the new one. Let's play with the new one. All right. So this is the Tarte Flirt palette. We've got various shades here. Some are matte. Gaze, Playful, Hotline, and Snuggle are matte, and then Touch and Passion are shimmery. So I'm really excited to play with this. I mean, obviously I love makeup and I love trying new things. Okay, so I think we're gonna do, what shade is that? All right, we'll do Passion on our lid, but we'll get to that. They're really, really pretty. I guess I can swatch it for you while I'm here. Hold on, it gets messy when I'm doing it one finger at a time because I have to wipe it off. This is like the worst swatching in history, but you'll see it. All right, will the focus? Yes, so we got some light tones, we got a little bit of warm stuff over here, we got some dark, we got the shimmer. It seems like a really great palette. I'm really excited to use it. All right. Let me wipe it off. You know what? I didn't get my wipes. That's what I forgot. I swear, I almost forgot my mirror, all this stuff. Okay, so let me pull my bangs back. That's always fun. And we'll get to applying. I'll show you how I do it and what I use. And we're just going to have fun. We're hanging out. Alrighty. Let me zoom you in a bit. Woohoo! I want you in closer so you can see everything. Ooh, look at those. Look at those. Okay. So first up, I use, y'all are super close. It's really distracting. I use this fluffy ended brush. This is from Urban Decay. I think it was in a palette or something. Essentially, you just want a brush that's fluffy enough to pick up some product and put it on your eye. So I'm going to go in with Gaze, which is this lighter color here. For this step, I normally will use just something close to my skin tone. So we'll see how this goes. I'm going to have to look in my mirror too, guys. Let's see. All right, as long as I lean down just a little bit. This is too dark. Oh, that kicked up some powder. Oh, this is too dark for this step. Hold on. It's a pretty color though. It gives a nice little wisp of color. All right, so what we're going to do instead for this thing is we are going to go in with Walk of Shame, which is this color here. As you can see, it's the one I use the most because I always use it for this particular step. So just find something that's close to your skin tone, even a little bit lighter, and we're just going to put that all over the lid. Now I'm going to look down here because I have a mirror so I can make sure to apply everything correctly. Some people use like MAC Paint Pot, which is sort of like a cream product that's basically doing the same thing. We're just covering that whole lid area. And what this does is apply a layer of shadow, especially when you're using other powder products. This is going to help everything blend together because you've got the powder base and you're putting the powders on top, and you're going to just be able to blend everything really well. I didn't always do this step, and once I started doing it, it just helps so much. And it also helps, I'm primed and everything, but I did have a little bit of foundation on my lid, which is why you saw the creasing there. So this is also going to soak up those oils and and help to prevent creasing also. And our primer is going to be doing the same thing. I'm trying a new foundation today. I'm trying the ColourPop foundation. I got a different color. I got light 65 instead of light 60. It's definitely more yellow, but I feel like I don't even look as pale here in front of you guys. So that's cool. It does look a little bit yellow when I go to my bathroom, but it looks good in here. So who knows? But I'm testing it out. I like the way that it goes on. I think it looks pretty good. So yeah, once you just need like, you know, a light coating of that, and then we're ready to go. So let's see. I have so many brushes, you guys. Like this is, oh, one fell down. Hold on. I'm always dropping stuff, especially when I'm running around and I'm all crazy. So yeah, this is just half of it. These are the smaller ones. These are the bigger, fluffier ones. I have a lot. Obviously, you don't need this many, but as I said, I like trying new things. You know, you never know when like the new best brush is gonna, you know, show up on your doorstep. So, and I just bought some new Sigma brushes. I haven't tried Sigma brushes yet. I bought some during their July 4th sale, so I'll be trying those, and we'll have to talk about them in a future video. So next, what we're going to do is start our transition. So I'm going to go back in with Gaze right here. And these do seem like a little bit powdery at first, but I think that'll mellow out because I do like the way that they swatch and stuff. So I'm playing with this for the first time. We'll see. But so what you're going to do is just start on the upper part of your lid right above your crease. Now this starts the transition. So that is going to help us where we have the shadow here, and it's going to fade up. It's going to give that nice fade. This is what we're starting. I am using, sorry guys, a Royal and Lane Nickel crease brush. And this is just, oh, it's not even focusing. Hold on. It is a fluffy ended brush. It's pretty full. It's not super dense, you know, it's got some movement to it. But I really like this one for the crease and such. So yeah, we're just going to do that. You know, building up the color constantly. Blending is the key here. That's just, you know, what you want to keep doing to build up the color. And I might actually include some of my Makeup Geek colors because this is a little bit darker, but it's really pretty. It's almost like a bronzy color, which, excuse me, goodness. I took my fish oil supplements and now I'm just burping lemony fish oil. So we're going to do this on the other side. I want to make sure that you see what I'm doing. I'm just sweeping it back and forth essentially. Now for me, because I feel like my eyes tend to look smaller for my face, I like to make my eyes look bigger. So I want to keep this half of my eye light. I want to darken this side, and it kind of pulls things and it usually makes my eyes look bigger. That's just how I prefer. I don't tend to do a lot of dark eyeshadow and things like that because I feel like it makes my eyes look smaller, and I want my eyes to look bigger. I want big old Bambi eyes, which, you know, is a tall order since I was not born with them. But, you know, you do what you gotta do. We like to enhance our own beauty and not try to be something that we're not, which is very important, you guys. So I need a little bit of extra transition. So I'm going to go in with Peaches and Cream right here. This is from Makeup Geek. It's a little bit, well, it's a little bit warmer, I guess, but it is a similar tone. We'll see what it looks like. And we're just going to go over that edge. And as we go, I'll show you different things to fix issues. Like maybe I'll make a mistake on purpose, but I'll probably make one not on purpose and then have to fix it and show you how to do that. So we shall see. But at least when you're zoomed in, you can kind of get a better idea about what this looks like. And I like to keep things above the line of my eye. So I want to keep things more of like a V shape here. Sometimes it's easier. Sometimes I can do this eye really good, but then this one looks wonky. I mean, we're only human, so you do what you got to do. But usually the more you practice and stuff, the better it looks, and I'll show you how to fix that. And also, whatever brush you use to do the all over shade, keep that out because that's going to be really important to us as we clean up and fix all of that mess, all the transition and such. And I am just going to blot my face real quick because I look super oily and it's bothering me. Okay, so we're gonna keep that one out, and we're gonna get back to our Tarte palette. All right, so I think I'm gonna use a different, smaller brush. That'll be for the dark one, and this can be for that one. All right, so this one I tend to like too. This is the Bow Gashi. I got this from an Ipsy bag. It's basically just a fluffy ended brush. It's very similar, sorry guys, to the one that that we were using. It's just a little bit stiffer. The bristles are a little smoother, but it's essentially the same thing. It's just the head's a little bit smaller, so I think it's going to be better for what I'm about to do. So I'm going to go in with Hotline, which is this sort of mid-tone brown warm color. We're going to dab that in. And these are really soft shadows. I bought 2 more, so I have a crap ton of palettes. I don't need more eyeshadow, but there's some really good deals, and I bought 2 more palettes. One's a Too Faced one, and one's a Smashbox one, so we can always play with those later. You know, I have an endless array of things we can play with. All right, so when I do the mid-tone color, I'm going to stick to my, and I might even have too much on here. Let's see. And you want to tap off the excess. so you're not overdoing it. First, I kind of apply it to the corner, and then we're going to work our way up. And I try not to go, again, like halfway. That's a pretty color. Alrighty. There we go. And then you just keep blending, you guys. Just that windshield wiper motion. And don't worry too much about the edges. Like, we're going to take care of that later. And I go so far above my crease because I do have hooded lids. So when I'm looking straight forward at you, you can't see a whole lot of lid. I just, so I have to kind of utilize this above the crease area to do my shadow, just to have more color. And it also gives the illusion that my eyes are a little bigger too, usually. So same deal on the other side. I kind of focus on that corner and then work it up. We don't want to go too far up. And generally, as you deepen the colors, as you get darker, like you can see that I went a little high over here. But as you get the colors darker and darker, you want to stick closer to your crease. And you can always go back over and just kind of keep blending out. So that helped us right there. And if you use a different brush for each color, then you're going to have more of an ability to clean things up and fix things as you go. So let me look down at my mirror real quick. So it's even on both sides. Oh yeah, that's pretty good. And you just got to keep checking, keep blending. And my nose keeps running, of course, when let me just dab it while I'm talking to you. Sorry about that. Usually my nose runs when I eat. It may be a thyroid related thing, because I asked my surgeon about it and he's like, well, a lot of people with thyroid issues have that. Great. And there's nothing you can do about it. It just runs when you eat. So I'm going to go in with Playful, which is this color on the end. It's another mid-tone brown. It's not quite as orangey. Again, we're just kind of dabbing and then we're tapping off the excess. And these are like a bit powdery, but they look good. And again, we're gonna tap it in the corner, and then because this is a darker brown, I'm just gonna stick to this corner area as we build it up. And I'm not even going to get extra on my brush right now and do the other eye. So as you kind of learn what you're working with, you can make concessions for that by, just not picking up extra product or whatnot if you don't need to, that kind of thing. And so this is definitely an everyday eye look for me. I like to do a shimmery color on the lid and then build up the outside. So we have a little bit of a layered smoky look there, just on the outside of the eye. And I generally use brown tones like this. So these are very similar to what I would normally use, which is why I thought it would be good to go ahead and use this palette to show you. That looks really pretty. I really like that brown color. So you're just going to continually keep adding, and things do tend to look a little more orangey. I watched back last week's video, the contouring one and everything, and the contour looked, oh my god, it looks so orange. I was like taken aback. And even now it looks a little orange here. I don't know why it looks so orange in the light or the camera, but trust me when I say it doesn't look that orangey in person. So sometimes you can get where it just kind of focuses too much, like the dark color is just kind of in one spot. And so again, it's about that blending. It's about going back with those other brushes. And once you get the hang of it, it doesn't take that long and you're just kind of doing it without thinking about it. But But that's the trick, is to just, you know, keep blending, keep back and forth, back and forth. And some brushes are better for that than others. Like I know that my friend Kelly really loves the It Cosmetics brushes. I only have a couple of those and they're great. But the Royal and Lane Nickel and shoot. Oh, Real Techniques. You can get Real Techniques at Ulta. Royal and Lane Nickel is only online, I believe. But they're really inexpensive. They're really good quality. Royal and Lane Nickel even has kits for like $20. So I think they're comparable to Real Techniques also. So we shall see. Oh, what did she say? Browns look good on you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. Yeah, so okay, that's brushes. And like I said, I've got a million brushes, and a lot of them I get from Ipsy. They'll come in my bag, or I'll use my rewards and stuff. I'm just kind of obsessed with trying new things in that way. So I think that's good for our transition. So you see what we got going on here. It's just this fade into the darker color and fade up into a lighter color. And then I'm going to add a darker color here in a minute. And you know, you certainly don't have to do that. It's already dark, but that's what I like to do. So when I add the darker color, I really like the smaller fluffy brush. Again, it's got a softer tip. It's not as dense. It's not as full, you know. This is a Bare Minerals brush that I got on Zulily a while ago. And it doesn't have a name or anything on it. But I'm going to go in with Snuggle, which is this warm shade, the darker shade here. It's not quite as warm as Hotline. I keep having to look at the names. But it's definitely darker than the shades that we've used. So let's go in with Snuggle. We're dabbing, we're tapping off the excess. And so a really dark color like this, it only goes in the corner. And sometimes you can even use a more pointed brush to apply it. So maybe I'll do that on the other side. So usually I just use a fluffy brush like this. And we're just going to dab it. Dab it in the corner. And we'll come back to that. Dab it. I should probably look in my mirror instead of the camera. So we'll come back to that. I'm going to use this more pointy brush. And you can even get ones that are smaller. But we want to keep that, V shape. So sometimes I will apply it in said V shape just to make sure that I keep that. And it looks like a scary dark right now, but we'll fix it. We'll fix it. Don't worry. Excuse me. Goodness. All right, I need to drink some water. Sorry that you can hear me swallow my water. The microphone is excellent. All right, so then we're just going to start blending again. Blend, blend, blend. And again, with the darker color, I stick to close to the crease and close to the end. You don't want to go like all the way up. And well, sometimes you do, but I don't. And I'm trying to show you what I do. Now, if you go past the V shape, you can get a sponge like this. You can get a Q-tip or something like that that's going to help you. And you just kind of, you can shape it yourself. This kind of takes off that powder there. I already sprayed my setting powder, so it shouldn't take off my foundation, but that's just kind of what you want to do to give it that shape. And then we're going to keep going back and fixing it. And I am also going to take, I'm going to take this liner brush. It is, oh, it just says, oh, it's a brush from Sephora. It's a Sephora brand. Oh, geez. Okay, hold on. I need both hands. So it just has a little pointy tip. It's basically for eyeliner, like smudging. And I'm going to go in with that darker color, which is Snuggle. and I'm going to go just a little bit under my eye. And I'm going to bring it up. Oh, shoot. You can't even see it, can you? Sorry, I was looking in the mirror. So we're going to keep that pointiness, okay? We're just doing half because I want to keep this half of my eye darker, this half lighter. So I just tap it in just lightly. And you can see how much powdery this shadow got. Usually, I mean, sometimes they're powdery when you first start using them and then they mellow out. And so we're just going to apply it like that. And bring it up so it blends. And then you can also use your finger. I really wish I could play music while we're doing this, although I'm sure you couldn't hear me as well, and it'd be too distracting for me, and then I'd be singing along the whole time, and then you'd be like, shut up, Haley, you're singing too much. And I'd be like, no, we're having fun, we're doing this. And I dropped my brush. Okay, so I'm going to go back in to Gaze, the light color, with this brush. And I'm going to go around the edges. Now, this kind of diffuses those lines. It helps us blend out more of that color, especially the darker stuff that we've applied. And it usually just kind of smooths things out. Where's my other? Oh, I'm holding it. Jesus. Okay, so we're doing the same thing with this one. We're just going back over the whole shebang to blend things out because we want it to look really seamless. Ooh, what we got? Oh, Sherry's laughing at me. Yeah, I drop things all the time, especially when I'm in a rush, when I have very limited time, when I'm trying to look cool. Dropsies everywhere. Let me grab this. It is, yeah, I feel like I didn't always used to be like that, but you know, maybe I did and I just didn't notice. Okay, same deal. We're going back over. Do you see how that instantly diffuses it? And then we're just gonna keep going. This is the power of blending. And if you feel like it's too dark, you can also use one of those lighter, the brushes that you applied the lighter colors with, either without adding more product, or you can just kind of lightly put it in that lighter color and go back over it if you feel things are too dark. And so that's going to lighten a little bit. It's going to diffuse those edges, and it gives us a more seamless look when you have it blended out and blended in with everything else. Oh, that looks pretty good, you guys. All right. So then, you know what? Before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and do my eyeliner because sometimes I make a mistake with my eyeliner. And we are going in with the IT Cosmetics No Tug Waterproof Anti-Aging Gel Liner. I love the IT Cosmetics liners. These are not ones that you have to sharpen. They're self-sharpen. You just twist this little thing. I usually use the color black brown just because black tends to be really dramatic, and I like something that's a little softer for every day. But they have black. They have, let's see, what else? What other colors do I have? So I just have these two. I thought I had a green. They've got green. I've got a purple and a navy. They've got the black brown. They also have a lighter champagne color that we're going to use for our waterline in just a minute. So they have a good selection. These are $22 each. They last a pretty good amount of time. Ulta had, I think Sephora also carries them. Ulta will sometimes have their big makeup event, and they'll have them for half price. And that's, excuse me, usually when I stock up and buy extra so I can get the colors that I like. But this is the black brown, so you can see it's pretty dark. But this one, you can use it on the top here, but I like to use it underneath. So I'll go underneath my lashes here, and I'll do that in a minute. And I go all the way under, like both, you know, all the way across. And then, you know, sometimes you can use it up here, and then I'll kind of blend it out. But I've been using a liquid liner on the top, and I will definitely show you that as we get to it. But yeah, I like the way this new process works that I use, but you can just use this. I mean, these are great. They don't smudge. They don't go anywhere. They last a really long time, and I love them. They're great. All right, so we're going to do the process. And I might poke myself in the eye, but that's just what happens. And I might have to look up and look really weird, but, you know, bear with me, because I don't normally apply this in front of other people. So it's not something that I'm typically thinking about. Oh, I did good. Oh my gosh, round of applause. I did really good. All right. Cool, cool, cool. So we just want a darken line. We want to define the lashes. We want to define the eye. And for me, that also helps my eyes look bigger when I am trying to create that shape. What does Sherry say? I use CoverGirl and Avon's Twist Up eyeliners. Almost always have eyeliner and mascara. And I think that having eyeliner and mascara, it defines the eye. And so, you know, usually if I'm in a hurry, oh, see, I almost poked myself in the eye. I will definitely have mascara and eyeliner on, if nothing else, but it's rare. Like, I'd rather be an hour late than not have my makeup on, because I'm high maintenance like that. But yeah, mascara and eyeliner, I mean, those are the jams, because you want to make those eyes pop. Eyes are the window to the soul. And you want to decorate the windows with pretty curtains, or at least, you know, curtain rods or a valance or something. And that's where the eyeliner and mascara come in. I'm really pushing it, am I? Okay. That one was a little more difficult, but you get the idea. And if you get it on your lid, you can either use a Q-tip, and I really like these dual-tipped Q-tip thingamajiggies. Hold on, I'll show you what they look like. So one has a pointy end. Why does it focus? One has a pointy end and one has this round end. And I get these at Ulta. But you can, you know, go in with these to clean that up. And sometimes I will take a little brush like, where's Pinky at? Pinky. Here we go, like this. This is also a Royal Inlay Nickel. It's a brow brush, but it's just a small angled brush, and I like to use it for my eyeliner. So I'll go in and just kind of soften that if I get some kind of weird line or something on there. You know, you do what you got to do, because it's a little more difficult to take off. So we've done that. Cool. We're going to go in with our lid color. I'm going to first lay down a ColourPop layer, because I'm kind of just wanting to see what this looks like. But I also do this commonly when I'm doing my eyeshadow. So we're going to go in with this ColourPop brush. It's basically just a flat brush. It's just, these pick up the Super Shock shadows better, because it's that moussey texture. Ooh, what did Sherry ask? Let's see. This may be silly. There's no silly questions. You can ask whatever. When putting the eyeliner on like that, does it bother your eyes or feel like you have something in your eye? No, it doesn't bother me. I mean, sometimes I'll poke myself in the eye. That's uncomfortable. But if you go really slow, you usually don't have that issue. And let's see, what was I gonna, where's my eyeliner at? Where's it at? Did I put it back? Oh, geez, Haley. Okay, here it is. So yeah, I mean, you can even hold your lid back a little bit if that makes you feel more in control. And usually when I just kind of shut my eye, like have it here and then kind of shut your eye, and you can kind of sort of do little dashes back and forth across it, and that makes it a lot easier to apply versus me trying to keep my eye open. So if I just kind of close it and do this back and forth thing, just to make sure that it's kind of like above where this part is, because you don't necessarily, I don't want to get that dark color on the bottom. So just hold it above like that, or you can even like look up a little bit. But it doesn't bother me. I don't have contacts or anything, so I can't speak to that experience. I know, a lot of things can irritate people with contacts. So, but it doesn't bother me. And like I said, this is waterproof. It stays in place. I mean, once it dries down, it's there. Occasionally I'll get like a little dark eye boogie or something, just from a little bit of the excess or whatever, but it's not very common that happens. Yeah, so I mean, they stay in place. They do really well. And I thankfully don't poke myself in the eye too much. It does happen occasionally. So what we're going to do is we're just kind of putting it in here. This is the moussey textured ColourPop stuff. And I'm going to use this as a base for what we're putting down, just because I really like this color, and I really like to have that extra sparkly base. So we're just going to go with it on our lid. We're not going to go over the dark color. We're going to stay at the crease level here and just do it like that. And sometimes you might want to add a little bit more. Like you could see that dark color was, I don't know, looking weird there. So this really doesn't have a purpose. I mean, it might help some of the powder stick better, but I also have a primer on, so this is just more of like a personal preference kind of thing where I'm putting on this ColourPop stuff. But it adds a little shimmery layer, and the Super Shock stuff stays in place too. I mean, even the ones that are really glittery, I don't really have fallout during the day, and they stay in place. Now, I do have hooded lids, so at the end of a really long day, I might have a little bit of glitter up here when I wear those super glittery ones, but it's not that big of an issue for me. Voila, we just have like a little base. Can you see that? Okay. That's just something I normally use, so let me just show you. Boop, bop, boop, bop, boo. Okay, next we are going to do our lid color, I suppose. And what time do we got? Okay, we're not doing too bad, I guess. I'm going to use this brush. This is it's by that same brand, the Vogue Gucci. I don't know. It's from Ipsy. Essentially, it's just kind of a fluffy, fluffy, flat brush. There we go. Now you can see it. So it still has some fluff to it, but it is more flat. And so this is good for applying that shadow. I'm going to go in with Passion. So it's this more, I don't know, like rose gold versus the sort of bronzier color on top. And so again, we're just kind of pressing it in, picking it up, and I'll also apply it wet so you guys can see kind of the difference. I'll do this side with the dry first. Oh, that's a pretty color. So when you lay down the shimmer color, try not to go into that dark color. I mean, we're obviously gonna have to fix it, but I just try to keep it on this sort of, I don't know, almost 3/4 of the eye, but we'll go back over it. So that applies really pretty. It looks really, really good with just the brush, but I'm going to show it to you wet. So I'm doing the same thing. I'm just kind of pressing it into the shadow. Hi, Sharon. Sharon joined us. Hello. I'm just pressing it in. I'm taking Fix Plus. You could just do water, and I'm just spraying it on the brush just to wet it a little bit. I don't go super heavy with the water. You're just kind of dampening it. And this makes things apply really shiny and really foiled. Those Makeup Geek shadows are called foiled shadows because they automatically look like this. You don't have to wet them. So can you see the difference where, let me show my eye. This is just way more vibrant and metallic versus just the powder. Ooh, yeah, I can see it in the, ooh, it's so pretty. And also don't put this in the corner of your eye, like this lid color. I keep that accessible for other colors because we're going to add something there. And I guess I need to speed up this whole thing. And also don't like over blend once you apply something wet, because the more you mess with it, especially once it's dry, the more it could maybe flake or whatever. So once you apply something wet, don't mess with it too much, and don't apply powder on top of it, because then it'll just get kind of crunchy. And that's not a good look. We don't want crunchy. So what I just did with this one is go over that crease area to take off some of the shimmer, because I don't always like shimmer to be above my crease. I just don't like the way that looks. I'm going to apply this wet on the other side, just so we have some cohesiveness, but I wanted to show you the difference. Same deal, wetting the brush with the Fix Plus. So you can do wet over powder, but don't do powder over wet. If I could come up with some kind of rhyme for that, I would. You know, like the poisonous snake rhyme. Red touch yellow, kill a fellow. Red touch black, good for Jack. That's what we learned when I was a kid, so we would know which snakes we could touch and which we couldn't. I lived in Texas for a bit, so there were rattlesnakes out and about, wreaking havoc, hissing away. Although, you know, in general, I don't like snakes very much anyway. I'm just trying to smooth this out because I feel like my lids look kind of crepey, which can happen sometimes, but, you know, put out. There we go. So we're not done yet. And this whole process goes by really, like, way faster when I'm not yakking and, you know, all that fun stuff. So we're just going to darken up that corner again. I'm taking that darker color Snuggle just to go back over and kind of reiterate what we've already done, and make sure that we have that darker corner instead of everything just kind of fading out. And again, you know, it's just kind of adding a little bit, building it up, blending, doing what we got to do to make everything seamless. So I'm just going to go back and do what I've already showed you, where we're just kind of going back over, windshield wiping, all of that stuff. And, you know, mess with it till you like it. I still feel like this end is a little, sometimes you can go back over with the sponge that you've used for your foundation to just kind of get that line cleaned up. And then you can take the same brush that we used for the lighter color, that original lighter color, and you can go back over it. And I swear, like, one side I'll get like super awesome and one I won't. But that's the nature of the game. I'm going to go in with this flat brush. This is a Luxie brush. It's called the Precision Shader number 239. I probably got it from an Ipsy bag. And I'm actually going to go in with Walk of Shame again from this Urban Decay palette. And I'm going to highlight my brow a little bit and just clean that up. I'm also just going to go around the edges there. I always do, you know, we've already laid down that lighter color, but I'm going to also highlight that area. I did talk about that a little bit last week with the highlight video. So we don't need a lot of extra stuff. I think we're done with the eyeshadow though. It's so shiny. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and highlight while I'm there. Sorry, I'm like a crow. Once I see shiny things, I'm just like, woohoo! All right, I'm going to go in with my Becca après-ski palette. This is Opal. I really need to clean my stuff. Once I'm in front of you guys, it looks like everything's so dirty. All right, and we're just going to highlight that brow bone. I like to pull it down. That's probably even too much. I'm going to have to go back in. So I focus it right there at the top, but then I bring it down a bit. And you can also go back in with another brush. Which one do I like to use? I like to use this, the light is so bright. A MAC 275 brush. It's just like a fluffy, everything's not focusing. Sean changed the settings on this, so it's just a fluffy angled brush. He's been gone. He took this camera with him, so it's been on an adventure. It hasn't been chilling out, so he had to change the settings. And we're just going to blend that. You just want it to be really seamless. Ooh, yay. Okay. So I think that looks pretty good. Hopefully it looks good on camera. I think it does. And I always feel like one side is a little bit different than the other, but you know, everything's different on each side. Most people aren't fully symmetrical, so don't get mad at yourself if you're not. And I swear, anytime I try to do a winged liner, this side looks amazing. This side gets totally wonky. All right, sometimes I like a liner underneath my eyes. We've already added a little bit of darkness there. Let me shake that out. All right, I'm going to go in with this ColourPop cream gel liner. I really like this color. It's called Overboard. It is basically a, oh, there we go. It's a shimmery, a shimmery brown color. It's not too dark, but I'm going to take it really close to the lash line. I just like sometimes a little bit of color. I don't always do stuff under my lashes, and I had a little bit of fallout there too. I don't always like it, but when I do, I just like a mid-toned, like shimmery color. Oh, where's my big brush? I didn't bring my big brush. I got some fallout there. I don't know how I'm feeling about this foundation. I feel like it's accentuating pores and lines and stuff. I don't feel like exceptionally confident in it. It's not waterproof either, like my cosmetics one, so yeah. We shall see. All right. Now, oh, you know what? I didn't use my corner. So basically for highlighting this inner corner, you want a light color. I might use my highlighter, but right now we're going to go in. Where's my brush? Where's my brush? Okay. I like this ColourPop E10 brush. It's basically like a liner brush, like that other one that we use. And I'm going into, oh, not Plunge. I don't want Plunge. I want Puppy Love. I'm going into my Super Shock because I usually like that better than the powder for the inner corner because sometimes it can look a bit dry and crusty. Puppy Love is just this really pretty, like pinky, champagne-y color. So I'm just dabbing it in. You can kind of see the texture there better with this one. Dab it in, and then we're gonna just go around the edge. And I'll also show you with the powder. Got crusty there. Hold on. Ooh, my roots are showing. Oh, my haircut is this weekend, and I'm so excited because my bangs are getting too long and my roots are out. They came to play. And so to highlight that, we're just going around. I do like these cream products for that better, just because I think they blend better, but yeah, you can use whatever works for you. Or you can just not do this part, it's totally fine. And I take it down this way a little bit. And then I use my finger to like blend it with that cream product, but I'll show you the powder one as well. All right, so we're going to use that same Becca highlight in Opal. Same deal, just kind of pressing our brush into it, and we are going to go right around that corner and take it down there. And then we can just use our finger. So there we go. Oh, and I have some gunked up stuff there. Okay, same deal, other side. And we will soon be done. Just FYI. And my camera battery's gonna die soon, so we need to be done soon. So yeah, I mean, that's all you gotta do. You can just blend it out a little bit. I feel like the other side looks better. You know, you'll get the hang of it. I mean, I've been doing makeup for how long, and I still don't get it right all the time. It's just, you know, about playing around, doing what you like. All right, let's finish our eyeliner. Oh, we got to do our highlight. Where's it at? Ding, dang, dong. Oh, there it is. Okay, so this is the color highlight from the IT Cosmetics liner as well. I'm doing my waterline. This just brightens the eye and helps the inner part. So it can make you look more awake. They do have specific other eyeliners for that. Like this Arrow one is a light pink color to give that more awake, bright-eyed effect. This one is more of a shimmery color. Can you see what I'm doing? All right, I just kind of hold that down, holding the skin down a little bit, and go that way. So some people will use white, especially if they do like a smoky eye, because that will brighten your eye and it won't make everything look as heavy and closed off and small, and it will kind of refocus your eye with that white line. I don't like a super white line because I just think it's too contrasting and too stark. But oh, sorry, again, you can't see me. So I like this champagne-y color. I like the things that are a little off-white, light pink. The champagne, of course, works well for me. So yeah, I mean, all right. And then my top eyeliner. This step basically just emphasizes my lashes more. I like my lashes to look bigger and bulkier without having to apply false lashes, because I still haven't got the hang of that. So this is a liquid liner. This is the Stila in brown, dark brown, sorry. I've also used the black one. Like when I'm on camera here, I usually just do like a little bit of the black because I feel like it defines my eyes better for the camera. And this is a dark brown color, so it's a little softer. And we're basically just doing it really close to the lash line, and we're going to create little dashes. And that's just going to emphasize that lash line more. So I'm leaning in to show you what I do. So I just press it. Just press it. You can even drag it a little bit if you want to, but we're staying really close to that lash line. And sometimes I mess up and it'll be thicker in some place than the others. So I'm taking that angle brush that I showed you already. I'm just kind of going over that. This could also be something that you do if you want to soften it. You don't want a really harsh line. And also you can use a brush like this and just put it in a dark eyeshadow, even like that dark color Snuggle that we have from this palette, and use that as an eyeliner. So it's still going to give you the definition, but it's a really soft line. I really like the trick of using eyeliner for that too. So same deal. I'm making sure you can see me. Oopsie, I messed that one up. And we're just, see, it's always harder for this eye. We're staying as close to the lash line as we can. It's just easier if you kind of slide it against your lashes and stamp it, essentially. But I did mess up that inner part, so we're just gonna do that. Bada bing. There we go. Okay, we are almost done. Next, we have lashes. I always use an eyelash curler to do my lashes. I just really like them up and curled as much as possible. I always want them to look bigger and better, just like I want my hair to be bigger and more voluminous. So again, I'll show you what I do. Put it in, squeeze, squeeze, put it out a little bit, squeeze, squeeze. And you might have to do multiple times if you need to. I started using a lash serum that I got in my Birchbox. It was one of the recent ones, one of the May ones, I think. Anyway, I started using that lash serum, so we'll see if my lashes grow out. And I also got a brow serum that's supposed to help your brows grow because I have a lot of patches in this one. And I'm excited for that because I want my lashes to be put out and I want my brows to be put down when I go to my reunion. I want everything to be tip top. So we'll see. We'll see. So I use the Benefit Roller Lash Mascara. Oh, it's upside down. Generally speaking, I need a tubing mascara. So that's one where when you put it on, it creates these little sort of tubes around your lashes and it stays in place. Sometimes those can make your eyelashes feel a little crunchy. I can't remember which one I used that did that. It might have been the Clinique High Impact Curling. That one's a tubing one, but it made my lashes really stiff. And so because of my oily skin, most of the mascaras that I try just don't work for me. I even one time told you about the Benefit Bad Girl Bang, which is one of their new ones, and it gives length. And I thought it was fine, but I wore it out a couple of weeks ago, and at the end of the night, I had a black line up here, and so I can't use that one anymore because I don't want that. I do not want any kind of transfer. And 99% of mascaras I use do that, or mascaras that I've tried do that. So I'm always looking for ones that don't go anywhere. Because like I said, once I put stuff on my face, I don't want it to go anywhere. Like it should stay where I put it. So Roller Lash is not a tubing mascara, but it's one that I can wear that stays where it's supposed to. And I've worn this sweating, crying, being generally oily, and it works really well. So I really, really like this mascara, and I absolutely recommend it to folks because finding a good tubing mascara can be really difficult. There was one called Fairy Drops that I really liked, and it was from I think it was a Korean brand, Korean or Japanese. And I used to be able to get it at Sephora. Sephora stopped carrying it, but I could get it on Amazon. And then Amazon didn't have it anymore. And I didn't want to pay the like super crazy shipping to get it from Korea or wherever it was from. But it was amazing and it worked really well and I loved it, which, you know, it's always a bummer to try to find a new thing when something that you love gets discontinued. Alrighty, we're almost done. And I'm hungry. I'm ready for dinner. I don't know what we're having for dinner. We made our sun baskets before Sean left. so I didn't really have to cook while he was gone, which was nice because, like I said, I had like a million things to do. But so I don't know what we're gonna do for dinner. I think there's a frozen gluten-free pizza in there. Might have to do that. Anyway, there we go. And I think that's it. You just want to make sure that everything is blended. You can always, where's that brush? Ah, things are going to drop. Sherry, I'm dropping things already. Or again, it happens. You just want to make sure everything is blended seamlessly, even if you have to go back over it a little bit and check it out. You know, just kind of buff out the edges if you need to, but overall, I think we've created a beautiful look. I'm going to zoom you out real quick. Ta-da! See, it looks really nice, right? We've got that darkness at the edge. I like how it brings my eyes in a little bit, like it elongates them into more of an almond shape. I like that. I think it looks good on me. Again, if you use the black liner on top, it's going to define that more. But yeah, I love this look. I really like these eyeshadows. They are a little powdery at first, but they apply really well. They're very pigmented. They look really pretty. The top one, Touch, that we didn't use, the more bronzy, shimmery shade, is gorgeous. It's a lot warmer. So if you like those warm tones, I mean, this is going to give you an everyday look, absolutely, and it's going to be easy to take traveling. It's got the mirror on the top here, and yeah, I mean, it's great. I like it. Did we cover? I think we covered everything. Thank you, Sherry. Are there any more questions? Do you have any more questions? I can go over the prices. So the Stila eyeliner, the liquid liner, those are $22 each. They have a ton of colors too. I also have it in black, of course. I have it in this green and this like dark blue, almost teal color. I really want to get the purple one too. So you can have fun in that way. If you don't like a lot of color shadow wise and you want something just really basic, you can still add a color with the liner. A lot of people will do a color underneath, which I haven't tried yet. I haven't had the confidence to do it, but I really like the looks where there's like a warm brown on top and then the turquoise liner. I think it looks so cool, and I just need to try it sometime. Maybe that's something that we can do together on a future Facebook Live, is try a new look. So that would be really fun. But these are great, and they do have that really fine tip. They're really easy to apply and work with. So I absolutely recommend those. And then the mascara, the Benefit Roller Lash, is $24. And you know, you shouldn't keep mascaras more than 3 months. I usually keep these longer because I don't wear it every day. But it's so good, and it does last a while, and it doesn't get too like clumpy or dry. I love it. I think this is my like 5th full size. Ever since I started using it, I just adore it. So with all of that said, if we have no other questions, which is perfectly fine, I will bid you adieu. Next week, well, I'm going to see how we feel about next week, because next Friday I am on my local news again to talk about plus size fashion. So I might need that Thursday to get all my stuff together. So we might not have a Facebook Live next week, but we'll definitely have one after that where we'll be unboxing. So we'll see how I feel. There may be a Facebook Live next week. If so, it will be unboxing. If not, we'll unbox the following week. So that will be the next thing. And then we'll pick up the rest of the Build Your Face series. We'll do eyebrows next. And I do have some various different new makeup to play with. Like I said, I'm trying the ColourPop foundation. I'm trying to find my box of stuff. So this is my box of new stuff to play with. I've got the ColourPop setting spray and primer. the new ColourPop brush. This is the foundation that I'm trying, which I'm still on the fence about. I have some different lipsticks. We've got Ofra things. I got a bronzer. I got this mystery bag from Ofra because I really wanted to try some different products. We've got the Sigma brushes. We got these gorgeous liners. Hold on, let me show you. Oh, no, that's the one hold on. I got lipstick. Oh, I have some Revlon lipsticks. I've got these new Revlon like felt tip lipsticks. And I also have some sparkly Revlon lipsticks that I picked up at Ulta. And I have a cargo blush. What else do we got, y'all? I have some Ofra lipsticks that I mentioned already. I have these really pretty liners from JD Glow. This one is like a duochrome, like gold and purple glitter. They've got some really awesome stuff. That's one of the indie brands that I mentioned. And I have a new shade shifting lipstick by Winky Lux. And I actually just ordered a couple of shade shifting lipsticks from Tarte during their $10 Prime Day sale. So I'm really excited to try those because they looked really, really pretty. And they're supposed to have some sparkle to them. So like I said, I love trying new stuff. That'll be fun. That'll be really awesome. I'm really excited about that. So thank you for joining me, and I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions in the future, feel free to email me or comment on the video. And if there's anything else you would like to see in a future Facebook Live, please let me know. I've been your host, Haley McConnell, and thank you for joining me, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.